I have said this in a few videos now that I've covered on the MacBook Neo. This is Apple's entry-level MacBook, which still feels so premium and powerful. And just the design overall as well, it definitely doesn't feel cheap. It doesn't feel like a toy. And for the price point that this is, it is powerful. And I would have never thought that Apple has an entry-level MacBook this good, this powerful, and this premium. This is Apple's gateway drug. This MacBook is the one if you are looking for your first MacBook or your first computer on a budget. There is nothing better on the market right now for the price that this is. For the longest time, I have used my iPad as my daily computing device for literally everything that I do day to day. Nothing replaces my iPad Pro M5. That absolutely stunning, beautiful tandem OLED display and everything I do in it. It is just so much more versatile for me than a MacBook ever will be, because it's a tablet when you want it to be. A very strong note-taking and drawing device combined with the Apple Pencil, and then combined with the Magic Keyboard to make it something more, to make it a productivity powerhouse. And just the iPad for me, for everything that I do day to day, for the longest time has been my daily computing device for everything. And I have always believed that more is better, that bigger is better, that I need to go for the most spec'd up, the most pro Apple device to get what I need to do done on a daily basis. In no way am I saying I am going from using my iPad as my daily driver to the MacBook. But what I am saying is, if you are on a budget, if you do want to get in that Apple ecosystem on a budget for college, if you're a student, if you're just looking for your first Apple device, then this, all for £1,000, you could get the MacBook Neo and the iPad A16, all for under £1,000 or $1,000. The MacBook Neo and the iPad A16 is the perfect budget combo to get you in that Apple ecosystem for Apple's key products that just work in harmony together, using the Mac and the iPad as a second display and just being able to drag and drop from devices because of that Apple ecosystem, making them work and synced in harmony together. It really is the perfect combo, getting this MacBook and the iPad A16. This MacBook as well is exceeding all of Apple's expectations, and there is no surprise at all about that, because when you look at this device, you wouldn't think it is the price that it is, because it is still so powerful, so premium. You wouldn't think that this is $599. You would think this is, being a MacBook, $999 or £1,000, not the price that it's selling for, that for sure. And with that in mind, I am thinking of selling my MacBook Air M4 in favour of the MacBook Neo, because what I use a Mac for day to day, this handles everything. Sure, my Air has the M4 chip and the Neo has the A18 Pro chip, which is an iPhone chip, but all of my recent videos aren't exactly small videos, and it handled it all beautifully with no issues. And this is 50 gigabyte in size, 4K, 30 frames per second footage, and there has been no issues whatsoever. Unlike my MacBook Air, where I wasn't able to do that because of its base storage. And on the Neo, I actually have more storage for cheaper, and this thing is an absolute breeze for everything I have been throwing at it, and handles all of my creative workflow effortlessly. Because this has 512 gigabytes of storage, while my MacBook Air only has 256. And I think for most people as well, this will be more than enough to handle everything you throw at it. Ports. This is the first thing that we usually think about when it comes to buying our shiny new MacBooks. There just isn't enough ports on our devices. So we usually look for a hub or some third-party accessory to give us more ports to connect more stuff to use with our MacBooks. And if you're a creative, a photographer, or an editor, then this is usually a big problem. But this is where this comes in, by Ugreen. They've sent me this to check out, and this is essentially the Swiss Army knife of ports. On the front, there's a power button, 3 USB-A ports supporting 10 gigabit per second, SD card and micro SD card slots supporting speeds of 170 megabytes per second. On the back, there's 2 Thunderbolt 5 ports with speeds of 120 gigabits per second, a DP port for the display port, 1 gigabit Ethernet port, power and lock. One thing to note as well is that the Thunderbolt 5 cable is attached to the dock, and I'm not sure what I think of that. Also, where's USB-C? This supports dual 8K displays at 60 Hz for Windows and dual 6K displays at 60 Hz with macOS, or triple displays at 4K at 120 Hz via DP 2.1 and 2 at TP T5. With 140 watts of power, delivering up to 100 watts to charge your laptop or MacBook, while this is also handling intense multitasking on multiple devices at once. Just crazy fast and efficient. With 120 gigabits per second lightning fast speeds using Thunderbolt 5, allowing you to transfer large files across devices in seconds, which is just going to be absolutely insane for editing. No waiting around for things to transfer across. This just lets you get things done so much more efficiently between your devices. This also offers passive cooling with an internal heatsink. And the speeds that this thing provides truly is insane. This literally offers bleeding edge technology that's just absolute insanity when it comes to just pure power and performance that truly does maximize your productivity. Thank you so much, Ugreen, for sending me this Maxidok Thunderbolt 5 10-in-1 docking station to check out. It truly is value for money, and I am just so incredibly grateful and thankful and always so humbled for these brands reaching out to me to send me their stuff to check out and review and talk about. And I have been using Ugreen products for a while when it comes to charging solutions, so this right here, Ugreen reaching out to me, is something special because it's products that I use day to day by them. So thank you so much for sending me this to check out. I am so grateful. All the links will be in the description. Thank you. This is the best laptop for the average consumer. Sure, it's an iPhone chip with only 8 gigs of RAM, but so what? Perfectly capable and even more because of the power of Apple's chipset combined with Apple Silicon. To end this video, this MacBook is for first-time buyers, for students looking for their first laptop, their first computer, their first Apple product that isn't breaking the bank. It's for teachers, for kids, for students, for a parent's first computer, first family computer, and just first Apple product in general. And if you are still having an Intel based MacBook or an Intel Windows machine, in fact, then this is the upgrade for you, because this is the one.